So someone asked in the comments not that long ago, what I do for work, and well, what I do for work, I pretty much do what I need to do to make money. So it's kind of vague, but we'll just leave it at that for privacy reasons. But now, I mean, what I typically do, what I've done in the past is different. I've been working since I was like 14, 15. My first legit job, I had to lie to get. And this is back before everything was like, you could still lie about your age and get away with it. Um, I lied and said I was 16 when I was actually 15. Um, by the time I figured that out, I was already 16. Anyway, my first real job on a paper and paychecks, taxes and stuff was Whataburger, which is a fast food chain in the Southwest. It was in Arizona. Worked there in high school. Worked there at night. Went to school in the day. I had a living girlfriend at the time who worked there as well, so that was kind of cool. Yeah, did that for a while. Worked at some coffee shops. Worked light construction stuff, laying carpets, hanging drywall. Nothing real heavy or anything like that. Um, so I can appreciate any of those jobs. Landscaping, done that for a little bit. It's a hard motherfucking job. I got a lot of respect for people who do construction and landscaping, especially landscaping, man. Fuck that job. I used to trim palm trees too. Like, good money, but palm trees, you know how tall those fuckers are? And they had like bark scorpions and shit. I have to crawl up there with the spiked boots. Fuck that noise. I did that for a couple weeks. Not only is it scary as fuck, right? Climbing up that high in the wind. These palm trees are skinny, right? So they kind of tend to sway. And the bark scorpions that live up there and shit. Fuck. Um, Landscaping was pretty tough too. It's a labor's job, man. Trying to figure out think what I God. I've had so many jobs. I worked at some record stores. Worked at Tower Records here in San Diego when they were still around. Um, they've been gone for a long time, but that was like should have did that in high school. Uh, Coffee shops down here in San Diego that are no longer around. Zanzibar, Cafe Crema. Worked at some laundromats when I was in high school too. Like here in San Diego, like a laundry room attendant, like at night, the owners would leave me to lock up and stuff and clean up and stuff. That was that. I worked with these Indian guys and they didn't pay shit, but I didn't do anything. I just had to sit there and make sure like keep the homeless out. They would try to hang out there and bum money and rob people's clothes and shit. Just clean up afterwards. But I think they paid me cash, and I think it was back then in '90. That would have been '94, maybe. I think they paid me $3.50 an hour, cash under the table. I think minimum wage is 4.25 or 4.50, something like that, and they paid me 3.25, 3.50, whatever it was. Um, Shit. Fuck. Lighter dead. What else did I do? Tower Records was cool. We took coffee or Tower Records store. Um, it's kind of like they still have CD stores. Um, Worked at some bars. Uh, did some bartending, some bar backing, more bar backing. I've done security. Worked as for a security company in Arizona for quite a while. I was kind of like a manager there. After a while, I worked there for like 4 years, doing like concert events and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. Met a lot of girls there. But it was a pretty cool show. Sales management, I got to kind of decide where I wanted to be. So if there's a show that I wanted to see, I would make myself. I'd work that. I wanted to be close up. To the stage, be in the front. Or if I wanted to like not be bothered, I just do a parking lot monitor type thing where you can just go and disappear and like nobody would know. I used to work overnights a lot because I would just sit in my car and fucking read books and stuff. That's back before the computers, or they back before like wireless internet. Put it that way. Um, at least in the ones that we could afford. But yeah, I mean, it was just no cell phones with internet either. But yeah, I'd read books, work on my car, stuff like that. Security. One cool job I did have when I was in my early 20s, mid 20s. No, actually, wait, never. I was in my late 20s, early 30s. I worked for a company. It was like a VIP taxi service, but it was like, yeah, it was like a blacked out Lincoln Town cars, limousines, Hummers, stuff like that. And yeah, I did that. And we weren't driving around, people flagging us down. We had like accounts and corporate accounts, stuff like that. People would charter us. Celebrities sometimes, like Alice Cooper was he was a frequent flyer with us. He liked us. Funny story about Alice Cooper too. I pretty much he kind of fired me. I was his driver for a little bit, and he's real religious, right? Now I would take him from his. He owns a little restaurant, Bankwell Ballpark, or in downtown Phoenix, next to Bankwell Ballpark. Is I forget what it's called. I think it's called Cooperstown. Actually, I think it still is. Maybe. Anyway, he just go from Cooperstown to the ballpark. He loved baseball, so I take him back and forth, and he would charter you because sometimes he wanted to leave early if the game was going shitty or he didn't get his seats or whatever. Somebody pissed him off. Whatever the case was, sometimes he'd leave early and sometimes he'd stay late. Whatever. He just wanted you to hang out, right? He had the money. Uh, this is back when people still remember who he was. And anyway, yeah, he used to talk about God and started asking me a bunch of God stuff and preaching. He had a limo. I had a limo. I drove the limo for him. I would just roll up the fucking window of the divider. He'd be like, "Have you found your personal relationship with Jesus Christ?" I'm like, "Excuse me, Mr. Cooper." It was like, and I did that one too many times on him. He got mad and fired me. But anyway, what else did I do? Fuck. Oh, delivered pizza, delivered food, delivered pizza. I did that for a while. That was kind of my fallback for quite a while because you can make good money on that. Tips and stuff. Worked for some delivery food businesses, but I worked straight up pizzas. I owned a pizza restaurant back in my 20s, mid 20s or so. Turned that place around. Place was going under. Bought into it. One of the owners wanted out because it was going under, and I bought into it. I knew what was wrong with it. I'd already worked there as like a delivery driver and kind of manager, whatever. And yeah, you could tell what was wrong with it. They kept moving their delivery area bigger because they wanted more customers, but it was so big we couldn't get pizzas to these people in time, and the menu sucked. And basically, I shrank the delivery area to like instead of from like 5 miles to like 2.5 miles, and then I basically shrank it in half, and then we saturated the fuck out of the area with flyers, stuff like that. Changed the menu. Simply went from losing money to making money. That's probably like the most money I made in my life for a while. I was signing my own paychecks. That was a cool feeling to sign my own paycheck. How much do you want to get paid today? But that didn't last long. Just the Papa John's opened up right next to us. First Papa John's in the area. Bam, right next to us. And the owner came over. Not the owner, but general manager came over. He's like, I want to introduce myself. He's kind of arrogant, cocky, and he's like, saying, put you out of business probably pretty soon. But if you want a job working for me, blah blah. I'm like, dude, you should leave before I kick your ass. And he did, but he was right. Went out of business in about 6 months. About 6 months. We could have stayed longer, but I saw that there's no recovering from. Couldn't compete. They could buy food for half the cost of we could, and they could sell pizzas for half the cost. And the guy told me he's like, we're expecting to lose $250,000 in the first couple of years just to make sure that nobody else around here can compete, including Pizza Hut. I was like, fuck. Anyway, long story short, I did that for a while, delivered food, but oh fuck, sushi chef. I did that for about off and on for a good 10 years. Um, Fell into that job. Just I was a server and I needed some hours and I was working this place that had like a little sushi area. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you want to learn how to do sushi? Fucking, I did, and I never really wanted to. I just kind of I did it, and I was like okay at it. I mean, I'm a decent sushi chef. I mean, I'm fully trained, so it's like, but it depends, like because I got a lot of things going against me though. I'm white, I'm left-handed. If you're left-handed, if you're working for traditional Japanese sushi chefs, which I won't even fucking work for them anymore. I did several. We don't get along because they don't really want you working for them. You're desecration of their culture. You don't do things the right way. You're lazy. You're white. You're left-handed because if you're left-handed, it's kind of like being a degenerate or retarded. It's somewhere between being a degenerate and retarded, right? Left-handed, right? You're to the traditional Japanese. So, what else? Oh yeah, and I have tattoos. So it's like traditional Japanese, older chefs, whatever. If you're tattooed, it means that you're a criminal. If you got caught as a criminal, they tattoo you, you're a crime, which was fucking awesome. It makes sense. So, but yeah, so you're white, you're left-handed, you're retarded, and you're a criminal. Basically, is what I had going against me. And in some degrees, in some instances, they were right. I was lazy. I mean, I did cut corners. I mean, my bottom line was speed, and the bottom line was a dollar. Customer service, blah blah blah. It wasn't necessarily how they wanted it done. Whatever, you know. Yeah, I didn't want to wash rice for 6 months to learn how to wash rice. Fuck you. You know, I skipped through that course pretty fucking quick because I can learn about 6 days. You know how to perfect fucking rice, you motherfucker. So it's like, anyway, oh man, what else have I done? Shit, I've done just about fucking everything, man. Oh, worked as a mechanic for a while. I went to school for that. Did kind of a 9 week course. Realized that I love working on my car, but I can't stand working on other people's cars, especially the butt crack of dawn at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's hard to work for other people, or hard to work on other people's cars because you know people don't know about cars, right? You fix their brakes, right? Next thing they know, their alternator goes out, completely unrelated, right? And they're like, "What'd you do? It's your fault." You know, it's like, no, man, I just fixed your brakes. You know, your alternator's electrical system, blah blah blah, charges the battery, nothing to do with your brakes whatsoever. Fix it. You broke it. It's like, no, your car sucks. Sorry. Sorry you bought a fucking Geo Metro, whatever. But, you know, so trying to smoke the cigarettes. Yeah. So I don't know. You know, I realized that I don't want to get up early. Okay, I don't want to have to go into work before noon. And some of you laugh and like, ha, because you have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I guess if you're used to it, that's cool, but not me. I don't like to get up early. I like to get up when I want to get up. So I need a job like the jobs that I did well were jobs that were at nights, not necessarily well, but jobs that I stuck around for a while were jobs I could make my own hours, or jobs that were flexible, or jobs where I could, um, you know, pretty much come and go as I pleased. You know, right? When everybody want that job, right, right, right. Yeah, I mean, just so those are some of the jobs I've had. This is going to be a long video, so I'm going to end it now. But yeah, if you want to hear like specifically about other jobs, you ask. I got so many stories about the limousine job, man. That the VIP taxi glorified service, because there's also a personal bodyguard guard service. So I had to carry a gun sometimes, which I did. I had a concealed weapons permit. Uh, you know, ended up working with a lot of escorts. I had contracts with strip clubs to bring clients and drop them off there. I got like $5, $10 for every guy I brought in there. You know, people from out of town, guys from out of town, they want to party. You know, they want to go see some strippers, whatever, right? You know, I take them to Babes Cabaret. Babes Cabaret give me $10 a head. You know, and then you know the owner of this company kind of partied, and he knew that I partied too, and like, so he was cool. Like he'd be like, you know, call me up because a lot of these guys who worked with at the company were like, you know, Middle Eastern guys, real straight laced, right? And you know, so he called me up like, Dak, got this guy. He's coming in. He's gonna be here for 2 days. He's gonna want some cocaine. Gonna want some strippers. Hook it up. So that's what I did. I'd hook it up. I'd have fucking blow. You know, I knew the strippers that would fucking roll home back to his hotel with them, you know, and stuff like that. And I made a lot of money back then, man. I blew a lot of money though too, just because I was like rock star, like fucking VIP, fucking strip clubs, fucking blow, like fucking. I was like the rock star without being a rock star. It was like it was cool. But everything comes to an end, you know. But I had a couple scary experiences, and I was like, I got to get out of this. I got to find a fucking job before I shoot somebody or somebody kills me. So that was an interesting thing. Pizza restaurant, or not well, delivering pizzas had weird stories. Some weird shit happened like that. I saw the Phoenix Lights in Arizona, the biggest UFO mass UFO sighting in the United States. April something 1997. Yeah, yeah, it's fucking awesome. Saw that over Phoenix. Anyway, way too long of a video to go into all these stories, but yeah, if you want to hear some, say some in the comments, and I'll you know, see if I can get to it. But yeah, those are some of the jobs I've had. More recently, I guess I did pimp cell phones for a while. I like doing that because it was like I could make my own money and stuff, and also get to help out some people and stuff. But you know, gets boring. It doesn't hold my attention. It's not very rewarding. But you know, if you need money fast, I could do it and hustle up a couple $100 if I needed it. You know, tomorrow, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. What else did I do? Server. I mentioned that, didn't I? Yeah, I've done some more stuff, but those are the main things that I've done. So I can appreciate people who work. You know, I mean, I've worked in the kitchen, not just as a sushi chef. Sushi chef isn't really, yeah, that's not really in the kitchen. They have sushi preps that are in the kitchen, but that's not even those guys got it pretty easy. I've worked in the kitchen, dishwasher, line cook, fucking shit like that. Line cook at Denny's. The story I met watch Kid Rock throw some fucking dude busboy through a window because he wanted to take his tip. They just trying to give him. They argued about something. I don't know what it was. But Kid Rock gave us all $100 for making his fucking food. That was cool. Denny's is a weird fucking place, man, at night. But they did that, and that's a hard job, man. Line cook at Denny's graveyard because there's only two of you. You know, you're making a lot of motherfucking grand slams and shit. No, but I can appreciate any type of job, especially like shit like low level jobs like that. That's not easy, not easy at all. But yeah, all right, bye.